This is an ad.
I hate it!
An ad for crisp, refreshing Angry Orchard hard cider.
That is refreshing.
An ad that interrupted your podcast.
I hate being interrupted!
To remind you to stop being angry at me and crack open an Angry Orchard.
That's a good idea.
Don't get angry. Get Orchard. Angry Orchard Cider Company, LLC. AngryOrchard.com. Please drink responsibly. Angry Orchard is a hard cider with other natural flavors.
Welcome to It's About Payroll, folks. I'm your host, Brian Escobar. My partner,
Walter William Duncan III.
what's going on, Walt?
I'm good, man.
Awesome.
Good. I'm excited for this show. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm excited as well. We're going to talk about year-end tips as it's the season. It's just that time, right? We talked about holiday last week. We're going to drop holiday episode today. And it's just the perfect time of year to talk about year-end practices, holiday stuff, all the good tips and lists and all the things and all the thought. Speaking about year-end, what do you think about year-end bonuses? Do you think
like holiday bonuses and stuff?
Yeah, well, folks call it all kind of things. Your annual bonus, your holiday bonus, your year-end bonus, like all around. I think year-end bonuses are good. It boosts morale. It's motivating for folks, right? It encourages maybe some loyalty. I might stay there. It definitely promotes retention. I think it recognizes and rewards employees for their hard work, creates a positive space, right? I like these things. What do you think?
I think that's all well and good, man. But I think that is more, what you said is more catered towards the employee. And from the employer side of it, like, you got to be mindful of the burden that it may create for the business, right? Like the financial strain that it may cause on budgets, and especially for small businesses. And it doesn't, by you giving those bonuses out, as we both know, that doesn't guarantee improved productivity, bro. It doesn't guarantee improved performance at all. You can get how many type of bonuses have been paid out to someone that has not been doing a good job in the organization, but because the organization is trying to be fair, so we're going to give this person a bonus, and they may not necessarily really deserve it. You know what I'm saying? It can. I feel like it can lead to inequities and demotivate people. Especially if it's not
like if somebody got it that they don't think deserves it.
Yeah, or that we know doesn't deserve it. You have worked with somebody, and you cannot deny this, Brian. You have worked with somebody who's gotten a promotion, who's gotten a bonus, something, and you were like, "What? They got that? They're terrible." I know I have experienced that. Damn, this person, they've been messing crap up all the time, and they still got their bonus.
I think getting this. Fair, but I still believe in bonuses, and I think it just has to be level set expectations, right? It has to be built properly, like the way you pay them, it has to be crafted properly, because you bring up good points. But I still think it's a good tool used properly.
So you're for it.
Yeah, for sure. I think yes. I think definitely I'm all for them.
I appreciate bonuses. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. But man, I think that businesses have.
It's funny because you're a business owner, so you thinking different, because there's no right. I think at the end of the day, we both it's balanced. Yeah, it's like either or, especially when you're a bit like how now Walt's thinking like a business owner, and now he's, well, wait a minute, pump your brakes. It's not the solution all the time, and he's right. But I'm still a fan. As an employee, I still like my bonuses, and as a business owner, I think you just have to build them properly. You know what I mean?
So what's the conclusion then, Brian?
It's a powerful tool, but it has a lot of. You're right. It has a lot of financial implications, and you can consider other recognition methods that might work and that are more fair or more sustainable. But if money talks and bullshit walks, excuse my language. So it's tough. Like those other recognition programs, like those are cool, I think, in addition to, and that could be another sidebar at some point. But yeah, that's cool. Thanks for entertaining me.
This episode is presented by TimeTrack Go, the simply better employee time clock software that is going to make your life easier. The unique graphical employee time card helps you quickly identify and fix mistakes, cutting your editing time in half so you can go on with your day. TimeTrack Go will not only save you time and money each week, but the easy to understand user interface and the ability to turn a tablet into a time clock will get you and your team up and going in just minutes.
Hi, I'm Stephen Rothberg.
And I'm Jeanette Leeds.
And together, we're the co-hosts of the High Volume Hiring Podcast.
Are you involved in hiring dozens or even hundreds of employees a year? If so, you know that the typical sourcing tools, tactics, and strategies, they just don't scale.
Yeah, our bi-weekly podcast features news, tips, case studies, and interviews with the world's leading experts about the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to high-volume hiring.
Make sure to subscribe today.
And now your hours can go to your favorite payroll systems, including Gusto, ADP Workforce Now, Paychex, and many more. Find out what a simply better solution can do for your business, too. To learn more and sign up for a 14-day free trial, go to www.timetrackgo.com. That's TIMETRAK go.com or call 888-321-9922. Let's go.
Sir. All right, let's get to these tips, man. You want us? We have three sections for year-end tips. We have a section beneficial tips for year-end items, navigating your 9 to 5 versus year-end. And then we also have year-end pitfalls that we can discuss. So we have 3 different sections we can talk about. Let's get started with the year-end tips, and then maybe you can do those.
Yeah. So this first one is long.
Okay.
All right. So beneficial tips for year-end. We prepare some items that folks to think about. Early planning seems to be like the recurring theme of a lot of things that we're talking about. We're recording. Awesome. And yeah, just making sure, because we were just talking about on our other show, Safe Talk, which is a subscription only, folks. And we do that because it gets we talk about sensitive subjects. This one was just year-end stress, but there are other episodes that we talk about things that are not as comfortable, and we want to be in a safe place. We want to be safe. So anywho, we were just, and dealing with stress, same thing. Plan early, start planning your year-end process well in advance. I believe I start thinking about year-end basically at the beginning of Q3. I start thinking about year-end. So as you get it in row, I think about Fran too. Fran has all those checklists and things. And the tip is start planning. The reason is early planning allows for a smooth execution. You get to hopefully identify, you have more time to identify the things, right?
Yeah, those issues, man. Yeah, those issues earlier on. Yeah.
And keep the list, keep it dynamic, organic, fluid, a living document, right? Because as you go through year end, you're going to come up with other stuff that's, oh crap, I forgot about this. Add it in real time. At real time, add it in. Okay. So then for next year, do your future self a favor. Early planning. The number 2 is data accuracy. Of course, we're data jockeys, right? So we have to keep our employee data accurate and up to date. Some of that piece is the employee too, because the employee has onus in this part. The employee self-service, if you have employee self-service, right? Even if not, they should be some type of communication you're having that they're updating and confirming their information.
Yep. The employee, you as the employer, you need to make sure the data is good to go. Like from a standpoint that make sure sometimes we get increases in rates, right? Like a rate may change for a certain tax. You want to make sure that your payroll software or payroll provider is updating that. Or if that's something that you have control over, you want to make sure that you're staying on task and on target by updating those by their applicable effective dates. So if a new rate was effective, if a new rate was effective July 1, but you didn't update it until 10/1, you're going to owe something potentially for those new rates, right?
Yeah. Effective dates are very important.
Yep.
Data accuracy covers all that. Number 3, compliance check. Make sure either you stay updated with the tax law changes, just like Walt just said, alluded to, perfect segue, and ensure not insurance compliance, but it could be insurance compliance. You want to ensure compliance. Make sure you stay in compliance. Non-compliance causes penalties and legal issues.
Oof. Yes, it does.
Number 4.
People will show up at your place of business and get
Yeah.
ready to shut you down.
Oh yeah. They knock. They got the order. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not fun. That's happened. Or well, not shut down, but audits. Like people pop up and like, yep, audit, surprise audit. Anywho, but if you
Mhm.
got your stuff in order, and number 4, if you reconcile throughout the year, you will be ready for these pop-up audits. It won't matter. You'll be on the spot, ready. Regularly reconcile payroll records throughout the year. That is, yeah, that's the name of the game, right? And not even that, just not even just payroll, your data. There's data information, there's data checks that you can do, right? Because the other side of this is how your HR data is entered. Remember, the great Anita Latink wrote in her book, it all starts with a piece of HR data.
Yep.
All right. And reconcile throughout the year because this will minimize errors and make year end reconciliation that much easier.
Yep.
Number 5, employee communication should be number 1, really. The tip is to communicate clearly with employees about year end process. Yes, I do. We should do this. Yep. That time, send a notice out, update your employee information. And the reason is to be transparent. You want to communicate, and it helps avoid all the, oh, my W-2 got mailed to the wrong address. Yeah, well, you haven't updated your address in 2 years in the system or a year. Assume last year's went to the right address. You know what I mean? So that was number 5, employee communication. It goes both ways, but you want to, as the employer, it's our duty to start it, to engage. Number 6, technology utilization. Yes, use it. Use technology. Don't be afraid of leveraging a payroll software for automation. There's ancillary softwares as well. Don't be afraid to build the technology, the tech stack that you need to solve your problems.
Yes.
Okay. It may not be the most elegant, but if it solves, if it automates your world, it's worth it. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you do that until something more elegant comes. Because if you've done it, believe me, somebody's paying attention and they're like, whoa, wait, the better solution is this. So don't be afraid to utilize technology.
Yes.
We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you have a man that spends hours in the gym, heads into the office early, or is just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has their back. Head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
It definitely, again, with the right tech stack, it's going to help you reduce errors and save time. And that you can sell all day long.
Yes.
Number 7, the last one that I'll leave you with here, is deadline awareness. This is absolutely crucial in year end. Think about if you're in payroll, those deadlines to get payroll processed for calendar dates before the year change is over, before these balances reset, things like that you have to be aware of. The data will reset or could reset, or you need to reset it. One of these things has to happen. So deadline awareness is key, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to miss a
Absolutely.
deadline. And again,
Oof.
missing deadlines, it becomes a money issue,
Yes.
penalties, and you're out of compliance.
Yep.
These things are like, it's like a repeating theme in HR and payroll, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Compliance.
Yes.
And that was number 7, folks. And I'll pass it to Walt. Walt's going to help us as we navigate your 9 to 5 versus year end. I'm very interested to hear about this.
Yeah, so there's some notes here that weren't added that I'll add here, but basically it's basically going through what your normal 9 to 5 would be as a payroll professional, right?
Okay.
Your focus is going to be on the routine payroll payments, the salary payments, time tracking, benefit administration, regular. This is going to be regular and ongoing throughout the year. So no matter what, if you're on a weekly frequency, bi-weekly, you have multiple frequencies, semi-monthly, annual, semi-annual, whatever your frequency is, this is going to be going on throughout the year. And you're going to be using your normal day-to-day payroll software and systems that you have in place to process those things. Year end is more so focused towards like tax reporting, W-2 preparation. If you have contract employees, like your finance team may produce 1099s, depending on how that setup is, compliance review, the frequency, it can vary, but typically for year end, it's on an annual basis with intensive work in that final quarter of the year, fourth quarter. And just for those of you who may be new in the payroll game, or those of you who may be not in payroll and listening, there are 4 quarters in a year. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. All right. Each contain 3 months of the year. All right. And you may use specialized year-end modules in the payroll software. So when these things come up, and you're a payroll processor and you have to process payroll every week, when are you going to find the time to do the year-end stuff? It's going to be on those days that you're not processing, right? The year-end stuff, there's been times, Brian and I can attest to this, where we've had to work on the weekends as hourly employees. We've been approved to work on the weekends. Say, hey, this year-end stuff needs to be done. I need you to, for the next 2 weekends, I need you to come in on the weekend and knock out these tasks for your assigned group of schools, businesses, or whatever payrolls that you have assigned to you, right? So you need to find a space, and we talked about this in Safe Talk, right? Finding ways to get your work done, but also not overwhelm yourself. So it's taking those breaks when needed. It's if you're feeling like sluggish or like cloudy or foggy in your mind, take a break, because payroll can be stressful. Year end is going to be stressful because you have to not only make sure that people are getting paid correctly, you want to make sure that their W-2 is correct at the end of the year, because if it's not, and you don't do this year-end checklist stuff, you're going to find yourself doing a lot more adjustments, a lot more W-2Cs, a lot more corrections.
Oh gosh, I hate all that.
Than you would have had to do if you would have done everything accordingly, right? You may have to work some OT. This is why in the past, Brian and I, and some of you still have this now, where you have blackout days, blackout months, where you hey, nobody on the team, unless God forbid you have an emergency, or heaven forbid, whatever you believe in, right? Don't forbid that happens and you have to take some time off. But otherwise, hey, it's all hands on deck during this time. We
no vacation
sure that we get
during
this
that
done.
time.
So you just want to balance that out. And
hey, everybody, I'm Lori Rudiman. What are you doing? Working? Nah, you're listening to a podcast about work, and that barely counts. So while you're at it, check out my show, Punk Rock HR, now on the Work Defined Network. We chat with smart people about work, power, politics, and money. Are we succeeding? Are we fixing work? Probably not. Work still sucks, but tune in for some fun, a little nonsense, and a fresh take on how to fix work once and for all.
It's something that we all have to do in the payroll industry. Eventually, you may be just starting out in payroll, so you may not have to worry about that, because the higher level people in payroll may be working on that themselves. But it's something that you want to definitely consider.
If I may interject real quick, I'm sorry. Just like with the OT and stuff and how to manage your normal day throughout year end. Something that, and you may not want to do it right. Okay, I got to work late tonight. I got to work till 8. I got to work till 7 or 8, not whatever, something like that. But hey, you normally eat dinner at 6, or you normally eat dinner at 5:30, like shortly after you get home, whatever that. Try to keep your dinner pattern. Make sure you fuel up, because you're not going to have a quality 2 hours, 3 hours if you skip a meal that you normally have during that time.
But what if I overeat and I get the itis after I eat, man?
Well, that's a good point. So don't overeat. But you need your fuel. You may need that. You may need to take an hour. If you work late, if you planning to work late, you may need to leave at 5, go have dinner, relax, maybe take a walk back, get your energy back up. Be mindful of what you're eating to avoid that. And that's it. So I just remember a lot of times like not eating and then just burning out, and oh man, I can't.
And the landscape is a little different now, right? Because when I've had to do that, it was pre-COVID. When I was in those situations, having to come in on the weekend and do that, it might be a little different for some of you who are in a hybrid position or fully remote position. You might be able to have more wiggle room around those things. Like Brian said, you may have your own space or your own office that you can go to. Brian's a perfect story, because Brian will work in segments, right? So he'll finish his 9 to 5, and there was something that he needed to do later. He would go handle all his personal stuff and then jump back on at 9 from 9 to 11 at night.
Mhm.
Just 2 hours, and he would accomplish a lot of stuff. And everybody's in bed, everybody's
Yep.
quiet, kids
Yep.
are asleep
House
in
is
their
quiet.
room,
Yep.
house is quiet. He's okay, I can just knock this out. I've already done what I had to do in those 4 or 5 hours since I clocked out.
Yep.
And now I can just focus on this stuff. So that could be something that you can glean from Brian's example.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, year-end pitfalls. These are gonna when I discuss these things, you're gonna see some reoccurring themes. It's like the opposite of what some of the things that Brian said at the top, the beneficial tips.
Yes,
So
it's worth repeating.
yes, number one, insufficient preparation. The
Yeah.
pitfall, procrastinating year-end preps, right? Year-end preparation. The mitigation, develop a year-round checklist and adhere to timelines. The keynote in here about the mitigation, it says develop a year-round checklist and adhere to timelines. Like, why should I create, Brian, why should we create a year-round checklist to help us with the year-end stuff? Why?
First thing I think of is how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes, sir.
So if, just like we mentioned few up here, if you're doing year-end reconciliations and data checks and validations and audits, then you're prepped, you're ready, right? The year end is going to be that much easier if you've been doing it all year long. You're just doing one more for the whole year. Yep. Gets you ready, basically, to answer your question. Keeps you ready.
Number two, inaccurate reporting. The pitfall, failing to verify and correct inaccuracies in employee data. The mitigation, conduct regular audits and invest in data validation tools. So you want to do some spring cleaning. You want to do that data cleaning that makes sure that your data is good. That means you're running reports as an HR payroll professional to catch those things that maybe fell through the cracks. Yeah. And somebody was overpaid, or somebody is designated wrong. They should be hourly and they're designated as salary. They should be OT eligible and their salary non-exempt, right? You want to make sure that you check all that stuff. So at the end of the year, the employees and the employer's portion are correct.
Yep.
Right. Number three, lack of compliance knowledge. Ooh.
Yeah.
So ignorance is bliss, right? So
when it comes to payroll.
So the pitfall is the ignorance of changing tax laws and compliance requirements. So this is really important, especially if you do your own payroll in-house as a small business or whatever. Or even if you're not a small business, you're medium-sized, but you have an in-house setup for your payroll,
depending on how your setup is,
And if your team is not aware of the changing tax laws and compliance requirements, oof, you can set yourself up for a lot of headaches, a lot of heartache down the road, because you may not have the right team in place, you may not have the right setup in place. And even still, even if you have a third-party payroll provider, you still have to check their work as well. You still have to make sure that you're holding them accountable as well. So the mitigation in this is invest in ongoing training and utilize compliance resources. So if you're in a certain state, let's say you're in California, and you know that California is always sending out updates, you may want to sign up to receive a newsletter or something like that you get updates about the changing landscape in the workforce out there, right? You might want to get those things, get those emails, and get those notifications sent to you and your team so that you're on top of those things. And most of that stuff is free. You know, that you get those free updates, those free notifications and stuff like that. Don't settle for a lack of compliance knowledge, please.
Yep.
And then the last piece, poor communication. The pitfall here is a lack of communication, of clear communication with employees about year-end processes. The mitigation here is to establish a concise and clear communication plan and provide resources for employee inquiries. Any thoughts on this, Brian? Anything to add?
No, I think it's great tips, man. We're covering all the bases here. Very well-rounded tips. Thank you, sir.
All right. And that concludes this episode of It's About Payroll. year-end tips. Go check us out on our sites. It's about payroll.io. Check out It's About Your Paycheck.com. We're your hosts, Brian Escobar, Walter William Duncan III. Happy holidays. Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, happy holiday. We're in the season, year end.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
Year end is
are you a
spooky.
fan? Are you a fan of Halloween?
I've never really I didn't really get into it until I got older.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as a kid, you would think, but I grew up in a very religious home, so they didn't really celebrate the holiday.
Okay.
So I didn't get into it until I was older. But
Very
now, like, I'm okay. Yeah, like it's all right. I love the candy part of it. I don't really dress up or anything like that.
Yeah, it can be fun. It depends.
Yeah.
It can be fun though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, folks. Enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a good one. Peace.
Right.
We love you.
Peace.